Boom, boom, boom. What is up, everybody? AFC Eastie Boys in the house on this beautiful Thursday morning. Well, it's probably beautiful for some of you. It's not quite so beautiful for us. Nice gray skies, a little
Getting
bit of
better.
rain. Yeah, hopefully it gets better. But that's perfect weather to talk divisional round football. That's right. Who's excited? Who's excited? Yeah,
I'm excited.
we got some good
Charlie Waffles is excited.
we got some good games lined up for this weekend for sure. Wildcard didn't exactly turn out the way everyone expected it to turn out, but it did turn out for a good divisional round football. But like I said, it is morning time. You got your boy Cat in the Hat, and you got
AFC Waffles.
on the microphone, and we about to drop the knowledge for you. So go ahead and get your coffee, get your cupcakes, get all the goodies that you need to kick back and relax. Anyways,
Where do we start?
where do we start? That's a good question. We got 8 teams left, 4 games, and at the end of this, we're gonna have 4 teams playing in their respective conference championship. We have Broncos facing the Bills. We have the Houston Texans facing the New England Patriots. That's your AFC window, right? That's going to be a good one there. I can't wait to talk about that one. And then on the NFC side, we're going to have the Rams taking on the Chicago Bears and the 49ers going to Seattle to face the Seahawks. So not a far trip there. They're kind of just going up north a little bit to face the number
Skip it
one
a
seed.
jump, you know?
A hop, skip, and a jump, man. And it sucks for San Francisco. If they could have just beat, we'll go ahead and start there because if they could have just went ahead and beat Seattle in Week 18 to seal number one seed, they'd be at home for the last 2 weeks. Granted, they didn't need to be at home with that Robert Saleh defense playing against the Philadelphia Eagles last week, locking them down. How does that?
The Eagles could not fly.
They could not fly. But now they're going to be playing the Seattle Seahawks, who's had a sneaky good offense all year long, right? With Sam Darnold
Pretty
surprising.
much.
Um,
I mean, when you got JSN out there going 130 yards, 150 yards every game, like, it's hard not to come up with wins.
right, and you also have that running back duo of Walker and Charbonnet and AJ Barner.
Yeah, that two-headed punches right there with freaking Walker and Charbonnet. And yeah, you got Barner as the tight end. I mean, he's definitely coming up in the league.
Yep, he's their rookie tight
All of
end.
this powered by this Sam Darnold, this man that people have cast off. He did great in Minnesota. Minnesota cast him off again, and now Seattle is taking him to the divisional championships.
But the question here is like for me the question here is like are we gonna get the Sam Darnold that we've seen throughout the season? Like yes, he didn't fold in week 18 like the Minnesota Vikings folded last year going into the playoffs. But going into like that playoff game that they played last year, he completely folded in that game. Is that gonna happen
I
again?
personally, I hope that he does show up and play some playoff football because I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. Actually, I'm hoping and on a prayer that this man can get himself into the Super Bowl and prove that he can do it. Just to be like, you know what I mean, to both the Jets and the Vikings, being like, I still did it. You know what I mean? Like, despite all his storyline throughout this is just amazing, and to see him go and possibly make it would be fantastic for me.
Well, yeah, no, especially if you're the Minnesota Vikings watching this, you're like, damn, if we would have kept him instead of letting him go, like our season this year would have looked a whole lot better. Um,
Oh, that's a whole bunch of what ifs. That's a barrel of what ifs.
but I mean, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be too bad for the Seattle Seahawks, considering San Francisco is really riddled with injuries. But let's go through the injury report for the Seattle Seahawks, though. As of right now, you have Charles Cross, tackle, with a hamstring knee. He was a full participation Tuesday, limited participation on Wednesday. Ernest Jones, their linebacker, who has 5 interceptions this year, did not participate Wednesday. Josh Jones, tackle, knee injury, did not participate. Um, you have Ty Rice. He's Ty Knight. That's a cool name, actually. Knight. Um, Linebacker, shoulder injury, did not participate Tuesday, limited participation Wednesday. So looking like he's trending in the right direction. So they're pretty healthy. The Seattle Seahawks are literally pretty healthy. It looks like they might have some issues on their offensive line. Um, Actually, no, that's the defensive line and their linebackers. So that is the strength of this team, the Seattle Seahawks defense. But at the end of the day, the offense is doing enough. They are ranked eighth with 228.1 passing yards. They're ranked 10th with 123.3 rushing yards per game. They are ranked third with points per game at 28.4, and they're ranked first in points allowed per game at 17.2. So, I mean, they're in the top ranks of the NFL as far as all the metrics go, all the important metrics go. Um, you got Sam Darnold went for 4,048 yards and 25 touchdowns this year. Kenneth Walker ran for over 1,000 yards. JSN had 1,800 yards with 119 receptions and 10 touchdowns.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane. Let me look at their
Almost a 2,000-yard season by himself.
by himself. Let me look at their interceptions and turnovers real quick. So we did have 14 interceptions from Sam Darnold on 25 touchdowns. So that's higher than 50% rate. Like that's I don't want to break down the
Yeah,
math.
it's not ideal.
No, not ideal. And then you have Sam Darnold rushing. Um, he had 3 fumbles there as well. So 17 turnovers from Sam Darnold so far this year. JSN has had 3 fumbles. Cooper Kupp has had a fumble. Cooper Kupp has also had an interception. AJ Barner has had 2 fumbles, and Kenneth Walker has had a fumble. Elijah Arroyo has had a fumble.
So they definitely have a problem with turnovers.
Correct.
But with a high-flying offense like they have, it's bound to happen occasionally, especially with these boys playing punch-out every time they see the ball.
Oh yeah, the defense is gonna. This is gonna kind of. I feel like this is kind of gonna be a game like we watched against the Steelers and the Texans, right? To where it's like the whole first half, it's gonna be turnovers, like low scoring, and then it's gonna be a matter of who survives, who lasts in the third and fourth quarter, who's still got something in them. Because if we look at the defensive side of the ball from Seattle, they have 47 sacks, 89 tackles for a loss, which is super high. So Brock Purdy gonna be back there running around like a chicken with his head cut off. 96 passes defended, 18 interceptions, and 1 touchdown off interception, 9 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recoveries, and 3 touchdowns off of fumble recoveries. So that's key right there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when we were going over the Houston Texans and the Steelers game, we highlighted how much their defense accentuated turnovers and turning those turnovers into scores. Seattle's the same way. We haven't looked at the San Francisco side of the ball, but if I were to call it right now, I would say that Seattle wins because they get a defensive touchdown of some sort. Because they've also
Turnovers steal the fates of teams. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
because they've also had special team touchdowns as well. I remember Rashid Shaheed got one. Yeah, he's got one, and so does Torrey Horton has one. A 95-yard kick return for a touchdown, and Rashid Shaheed had 100 yards. Wait, hold on. All right, so 1 kick return. I didn't see they have it sectioned off. So 1 kick return for a touchdown from Rashid Shaheed, a punt return for a touchdown from Rashid Shaheed, and a punt return for a touchdown from Torrey Horton. So 3 special
Yes,
teams.
these guys are definitely getting the speedsters on in these special teams activities.
Yeah. So the way that you look through these numbers, you look through these stats, rightfully so that Seattle Seahawks should definitely be the #1 seed. But if we go to the other side of the ball with the San Francisco 49ers, who are really banged up, but they play complementary football, right? Doesn't matter if they're banged up. In my opinion, they just play complementary football. It's like look at what they did last week against Philadelphia. George Kittle goes out, right? And it didn't stop them. They just kept on trucking. It's like, okay, well, we can't go to Kittle now, so let's go to Jawan Jennings. Let's throw in our rookie Tonjes, Christian McCaffrey. Okay, you get 2 extra receptions now because Kittle's out.
Yeah, I think Tonjes is going to be the big target for next week. Obviously CMC is going to get his share, and I expect him to get over 40, 50 yards receiving.
CMC.
Oh yeah.
He had like 7 receptions against Philadelphia. So I expected to do more. But if you look at their stats, so their passing yards, they're ranked 5th with 244.5 per game, but they're ranked 24th in the rushing with 106.9 per game. They do rank high, decently high for points forced at 25.7. But points against, they're right there in the middle of the pack with 21.8. So this team has definitely got a tall task ahead of them, especially since it's going to be in Seattle. If it was in San Francisco, probably would be a little bit more in their favor. But Seattle's a tough stadium to play in, especially in the playoffs. Like, say again?
I said, oh, I agree.
They're going to be loud. They are going to be loud. Now, the good thing about the San Francisco 49ers, looking through here, they haven't turned the ball over a whole lot.
Yeah, they're very pinpoint accurate with their passes, and when they hand the rock to CMC, he's like almost a perfect running back. He can go down in the trenches and in the open field, gets some good speed.
Yeah, so all right, so through the season, Brock Purdy, of course, he only played 9 games. All right, he didn't get to play a whole season. If he did get to play a whole season, he probably would be in the MVP conversations. Because 2,167 yards in 9 games. If you add 9 more games to that, he's pushing well over 4. He's pushing around 4,500 yards. He has 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 11 sacks taken. Mac Jones, for the 11 games he played, threw 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He took 16 sacks. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. That's 26 total sacks throughout the season. That's not a whole lot if you think about it. But Seattle had 47 sacks throughout the season. So that's about 3 per game. And then, Christian McCaffrey only fumbled the ball 1 time throughout the whole season. And then Mac Jones also fumbled once throughout the whole season. And then in the receiving game, Christian McCaffrey had a fumble and Jawan Jennings had a fumble. So they're not turning the ball over as far as fumbles go. So like the likelihoods that Seattle's going to come in here and start punching that ball out. We'll have to
attempting to, at the very least.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? So San Francisco's defense has only accumulated 20 sacks so far this year and 65 tackles for a loss. 56 passes defended, 6 interceptions, and a touchdown. But they have forced 13 fumbles, received 4 of them, like recovered 10 of them, and then got 1 touchdown. They have no special team touchdowns. So
None. Advantage.
Seahawks. So looking at pen to paper, it looks like the freaking Seattle Seahawks should completely demolish the San Francisco 49ers in all phases of the ball. But let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real. Any given Sunday, that's not what's going to happen. It's going to be a slugfest. It really is going to be a slugfest because these San Francisco 49ers, even though their stats don't look great, they play complementary football. Like they don't really make mistakes that cost them the game. They may be losing the game, but they keep a leveled head. They find a way to win, and they play good football. But I don't think they're going to be able to play a good enough football against these Seattle Seahawks in Seattle with this stadium going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. You're going to be able to hear them in San Francisco. They're going to be so loud on defense, and it's going to mess up the flow. Can Christian McCaffrey win this game for the San Francisco 49ers? Here's my take, ladies and gentlemen. If Seattle holds Christian McCaffrey under 150 yards, they win. And the score is like 30-21. Christian McCaffrey is able to go off, if he's able to go off and he's able to gash the Seattle Seahawks defense, like find something that works for him and they stick with it, 24-17, San Francisco pulls off a win here. It's basically going to be on the shoulders of Christian McCaffrey, man.
It's going to be on the shoulders of these coaches and these play callers, because they're going to want to eat up as much of this clock as possible. Because as of right now, both of these teams going in for time of possession is pretty even, about 30-30. And the defense of Seattle is way better than the defense of San Francisco as far as sacks and interceptions. So I think the turnover differential is going to be what really like ends this game. Whether or not Seattle wins by 12 or by 7 is undetermined as of yet. But I'm taking Seattle 28, San Fran 17.
Okay. And yeah, you mentioned turnovers, which was basically the highlight of last week's show, right? Like we were saying, turnovers were going to determine the games last week, and they really did. Remember, I was saying if Buffalo Bills have two or more turnovers, they lose that game. They only had one turnover, and they ended up winning that game. Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans game, that was a turnover happy game, but the Houston Texans scored two touchdowns off of turnovers, adding to their defensive touchdowns. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with you on that. Turnovers are still seem to be the key to winning in these playoffs this year.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, everybody. If you're new here, we got lots of good content we put out. We definitely try and keep you up to date on all the news around the league as much as possible. But you got to understand, we are busy dads. So if we miss something or we get something wrong, don't kill us. Don't sue us. Anyways, so let me know what y'all think down in the chat. Who do y'all think is going to win? Seattle, San Francisco? Give us some score predictions. Let us know. Let us know which way you're going to go. Let's move on to the next game. You want to skip to the AFC side or you want to finish off NFC?
We finished out the NFC. There's only 4 teams, right? So Rams and Chicago.
Rams in Chicago, the 5 seed or the 4 seed against the 2 seed. Now this game was interesting because I don't know if you remember, like in the regular season, we've had these conversations about how the Rams are my clear favorites to win the Super Bowl, and it's been like that for a while. But I've also said that I could easily see the Chicago Bears pulling off a win against the Rams. The Rams and Chicago Bears have not played yet this year. And I said that I believe the Bears are the only team that could beat the Rams. So now that they're facing each other,
The Bears have 7 fourth quarter comebacks. So they really gonna have to like lock it down in the fourth quarter Rams defense if they really want to like, come through and win this game. Because the Bears have been playing from behind most of the season and are clearly underdogs in the aspect of looking at what teams are playing.
Well, I mean, like, look at that game last week against the Packers to move on from the wild card round, right? They're down 18 points in the fourth quarter, and the Green Bay Packers, like, the defense turns on, and the Green Bay Packers completely fold, and Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears just turn it on, man. Go to
Through
work.
for the win. Another fourth quarter victory.
Another fourth quarter victory.
They are first in total turnover differentials, plus 22. With 23 interceptions on the season. So the defense is pretty stingy for Matt Stafford to be thrown into. And Stafford, we know, is not necessarily he's a good passer, don't get me wrong, but he has been known to throw some interceptions.
He's got 8 on the year. 8 on 46 touchdowns.
I guess maybe not that bad.
I'm just going to say that oh so subtly. Don't forget he's also got 3 turnstiles and a wet floor sign for an offensive line.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. They actually...
Williams It's got 7 interceptions on 27 touchdowns. Comparing the two, you're definitely looking at the Rams like,
Well, I mean,
how many points are you going to score?
where the Chicago Bears have what's up, Kenna? Where the Chicago Bears have the advantage there in the quarterback area, I feel like is with the legs. So it's like how many rushing touchdowns does Caleb Williams have as well? So add those in because Matthew Stafford doesn't really run the ball. Like he's not out there to run.
Yeah, he is a straight elite passer.
But that's why it's so important that the Rams have such a good offensive line. Like they have one of the best offensive lines. Like that joke that we made in that skit was like completely inaccurate, but it was just funny and went with the flow of everything. You know what I'm saying? But they really do have a good offensive line, and you have to if you're gonna have a statue standing back there in the pocket that doesn't run around. But yeah, so you have 27 touchdowns through the air with 7 interceptions from Caleb Williams. But he has, let's see, 388 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns and 7 fumbles. 7 fumbles on the ground. So he has 14 turnovers himself. So, but yeah, their defense definitely, I think, is a better defense here. Let's see, 35 sacks with 66 tackles for a loss. 75 passes defended. Yeah, they got 23 interceptions with 2 touchdowns, 12 forced fumbles, 10 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown off of it. And they've had 7 fourth quarter comebacks, but I don't think they're going to be able to do a fourth quarter comeback against the Rams because
The Rams defense, that's why.
the Rams defense. That's right. Let's tell the tale of the tape on the Rams defense now. Um, and not only the Rams defense, but like the Rams offense also can turn it on in the fourth quarter too. They're not slouches. Like they start hot. They come out in the first quarter. They come out hot. They probably put up a touchdown or 2 touchdowns, and then they kind of like slow down a little bit, and then they come out in the second half and they turn the Jets on, bro, and it's just done from there. And that's why I think
Yeah.
I'm not going to give out my pick yet. I was about to give my pick too early. I almost did it. I almost did it.
Verbal diarrhea of the mouth.
Oh well, we only on the second game right now. We'll probably be on for another 45 minutes or so. No worries whether you join or not. But if you want to get up here and tell your thoughts for divisional round, you're more than welcome. Let's go through the tail of the tape. Matthew Stafford on his MVP run, man. Hell of a year this year. If y'all haven't checked out our skit that we did for the MVP debate, make sure y'all go check that short out. It was pretty fun. We're going to do some more of those for sure. But they have a complete team on offense. Like, if you just look at the offensive side of the ball, like, they have a much more complete team than the Chicago Bears do. The Chicago Bears just find ways to pull off wins at the end. But the Rams, they just dominate from start to finish. Like, they don't need to have fourth quarter comebacks. And if they go up and they're up 24 points, I don't see the Chicago Bears making a 27-point comeback to win a game against the Rams. I'm still working on pulling up their defensive stats. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
In the previous matchup, it looks like the Bears did win 24-18.
They played this year? I didn't think they played this year. Matthew Stafford legit has 1 rushing yard. On 29 carries. It's crazy. Oh, it's funny. 3 fumbles. All right, so yeah, so they have 47 sacks, 66 tackles for a loss, 82 passes defended, 16 interceptions, 1 turned into a touchdown, 12 forced fumbles, 10 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns from fumble recoveries. No kick return for touchdowns. And this is a fully healthy team, too. You have Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. You got Blake Corum. Like, their offensive line is healthy. Everyone on their defense is good to go. Like, what do you think? I want you to go first this time.
We're talking, where is it? The Rams and the Bears.
Oh, it just kicked in. I can feel it.
Yeah. So, like, the Rams have been a professionally operating team the entire season, blowing teams away almost every game. The games that they have lost have been close, and it's been a defensive battle with the defenses being able to get to Stafford. The Bears are not that team. They're the fourth quarter comeback team, like I said earlier. I think the Rams snuff out the Bears, and it comes to a beautiful score of 44-28. They snuff out that fourth quarter comeback.
44-28. Okay, I dig it. I'm really torn on this game, bro. I really am torn on this game. Like, Ben Johnson, the way that he like commands that team, just came in there and just like brought energy to that team. He brought life to that team. But I can't bet against the Rams, man. They just been on fire all year.
Lighten it up, man. We're talking literally. And Matt Stafford, MVP, he's got to make it there to seal the deal.
And I said this last year too. I made a video about this. I said this last year too. I feel like Matthew Stafford needs another Super Bowl win to be like locked in for the Hall of Fame. So I do feel like Matthew Stafford has a lot to play for in this game. I feel like he has a lot to prove in this game, and I feel like he's going to get it done. Yes, I do feel like it's going to be one of those 100 plus 2 touchdown games from Puka Nacua. You probably have both Puka and Devontae Adams for going over 100 yards, each of them with a touchdown. Like, yes, just complete offensive dominance from Matthew Stafford and the boys in the first half. And I'm saying they probably have 4 touchdowns before halftime. Like, they're going into this game like, we need to have a big lead. Like, if they want to get a fourth quarter comeback win on us, they're going to need to put up 4 scores to do it. So 4 scores before halftime. I was trying to make that rhyme real quick. I couldn't think of nothing.
Before halftime.
Damn. But yeah, so 4 scores before halftime. Like, they're gonna be looking at the Bears as they're walking into the locker room with big old smiles on their faces, and the Bears are they're not gonna be able to come back from it. Yeah, they're gonna try. They might score a couple touchdowns. They're gonna try. So I'm not going as high as 44 points because I do think that like it'll fizzle out towards the end as far as scoring goes because Chicago Bears defense will step up. But like we were talking, the Rams defense is going to do enough to prevent Caleb Williams and the Bears from making a comeback. So it will be something like 35-21. Rams move on to the NFC Championship. And Matthew Stafford gets another chance.
So jumping over to the AFC side, which one do you want to tackle first?
Let's get the Buffalo.
Unfortunately, both of them have an AFC East candidate.
Let's get the Buffalo Bugs out of the way.
The Buffalo Bugs. The Bills.
They're playing the number 1 seed in Denver Broncos, who are coming off of a bye week. And you might as well consider this a double bye week, right? Because they didn't really...
The Broncos?
Yeah. Because, like, week 18 for them, like, they played... I don't remember if they sat the second half or not, though, because they were winning that game pretty handily against... who was it that they were playing? The Chiefs in week 18? I don't even remember because the game didn't matter. They played the Chargers. Yeah, it was the Chargers. They won that game 19-3. So I think they did play that full game, actually. So either way, 1 bye week. But it did matter because a double bye week could be a bad thing, and that's why I was kind of like trying to figure out.
You get lazy, you get tired, comfortable, and not playing. So it could be a downfall for Bo Nix and the Broncos having so much time off to relax.
Right, especially playing a super hungry Buffalo Bills team that's looking at this game like this is our opportunity, like now is our chance, and this is why I don't want Josh Allen to make it and win the Super Bowl because what does that prove, Josh Allen? Think about it. What does that prove? Like, you've been here so many times and you've lost to the guys, and now that the guys are not in it, you win it? You're going to take that? That's like taking advantage of a little kid, man. Like, oh, I can beat this little kid in basketball.
What if that little kid beats you? Then you're embarrassed.
And
you lost.
If we look at this Denver Bronco team, it's not really that great. Like, offensively, they're kind of in the middle of the pack. 223.9 passing yards per game. That's ranked 11th. 118.7 rushing yards per game. That's ranked 16th. Points forced. 23.6 points per game. That's 14th. Where they really stand out is their defense, right? 18.3 points allowed per game. That's ranked 3rd in the NFL.
68 defensive sacks. Ranked 1st in the NFL. Come on now. If they're gonna make Josh Allen gonna have to earn this win against the Broncos. The defense is not going to just, sit back and wait for him to throw the ball. They're going to rush him. They're going to rush him fast and probably every down. So he better make some quick decisions if he wants to come up with a W here.
Oh no, for sure. He's gonna take some sacks and again, turnovers, turnovers, right? Turnovers are gonna be key. How many turnovers did the Broncos defense have this year? 94 passes defended, 10 interceptions, one touchdown, 10 forced fumbles, four fumble recoveries, and two touchdowns. They have one punt return for a
It's
touchdown.
68 sacks.
68 sacks.
68 sacks.
No, and like playing against the Buffalo Bills, like they're definitely going to get more. They're definitely going to get more sacks because Josh Allen is that type of quarterback to where yes, he's going to try and run around in the pocket. He's going to try and create plays. Like they're going to have opportunities. He took, I think it was like 4 sacks last week against Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I know he got hammered behind the line, but he did a great job of not turning the ball over, right? He had that one interception, or no, that wasn't even on him. He didn't turn the ball over at all. The turnover was from a kick return, um, and it fumbled a fumble on a kick return. So that turnover wasn't even on Josh Allen. So Josh Allen did play complimentary football. He was like taking care of it. He did take a couple sacks, but like they weren't bad. They were just kind of like, yeah, pocket collapsed and he had to go down. And it kind of sounds like I'm talking good about Josh Allen right now, man. Grr.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
Disgusting. So
Sounds gross.
gross. We're gonna have the number one rushing offense going against the number one or the number two rushing defense. They went against the number one rushing defense last week in the Jacksonville Jaguars. And
That's one
they
way to put the best against the best.
so let's look at it, right? So let's look at how they did. They didn't do great. They had 79 total rushing yards between James Cook and Josh Allen. Jacksonville held James Cook to 15 carries, 46 yards. His longest was 11, 0 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 11 carries for 33 yards. His longest was 10. He had 2 touchdowns. He actually only took 1 sack. So a couple of those hits that I saw must have been like they must have considered it a rush, like he was already past the line or it was super close. Because it shows here he only took 1 sack. He had 28 completions on 35 attempts, 273 yards, and a touchdown through the air. And that's the thing, right? So they realized that they were not going to win this game on the ground, so they went to the air. He passed the ball to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different people.
That sounds like Josh Allen.
Sounds like Josh Allen.
Because they don't know who their top receiver is.
Oh, I mean, like, clearly Khalil Shakur is their top receiver with 12 receptions on 12 targets, but only for 82 yards. So it's like they're just like they were dinking and dunking it down the field. Where Jacksonville wasn't allowing them to get anything deep, so they just had to do what they could, like take what they can get, basically. Which is what makes Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills scary, right? Because like Josh Allen is that guy. Whether we want to admit it or not as AFC Eastians, if that's what you want to fucking call us, I don't know. Like bleh, bleh. Anyways, like but Josh Allen is that guy. I was having this conversation with a guy yesterday, like he's like, "Oh, Josh Allen is the best. He's the GOAT." I'm like, I can make that argument, but I can also make an argument against it because it's like you have Patrick Mahomes up there too, but it's like they both have like their things that they're good at, right? And Josh Allen, what he's good at, he's big, he's dumb, and he's durable. So it's like he could take a bunch of hits and he can just like find find an opening out there somewhere at some point. To whereas Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of like a squirmy guy that runs around and buys time and does like Superman. I'm a jump and fly sideways and sling this ball to Travis Kelce and get a first down. Gross. Josh Allen is that guy. We need to hold on. We need to. There we go. That's how I feel about Josh Allen. But they find ways to win. Can they find a way to win this week against the Denver Broncos, though? The defense. Oh, this is just postseason. Hold on. I need to see throughout the whole regular season. Bro, I'm eating my eating my coffee.
You're eating your coffee?
I'm drinking my coffee today with no sugar, and for some reason it's like hitting me harder than usually when I use sugar. Crazy. So
that is crazy.
The defensive side of the ball, the Buffalo Bills only have 36 sacks, but they do have 84 tackles for a loss. 62 passes defended with 13 interceptions, 13 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recoveries, and 1 touchdown. So, I mean, the defense does what it has to do when it needs to. I mean, I'm sure if we go back to the tail of the tape, like, the Buffalo Bills kind of had a fairly easy schedule. So some of those stats could have came from games against teams like the Miami Dolphins or the New York Jets. You know, you play them twice. Like, this year, both of those teams were easy pat statters. Easy pat statting games. Stat padding. I'm backwards, bro. Dyslexic today.
Stat padding games.
I'm so dyslexic today.
Where you can put up 300 yards and rush for 150. Like, it's embarrassing, guys.
Yeah. So, but they're going to be playing.
It looks good on the other side.
But they're going to be playing a more complete defense. They're going to be playing a more complete defense in the Denver Broncos. The question here is whether the Denver Broncos can put up enough points. Like, whether their offense can do enough. What's up, Joe? Thanks for stopping by. Which is the question, right?
Yeah, because in their previous matchup, Buffalo rolled them 7-31. And the real big find is going to be whether or not Denver can score against the Buffalo defense.
Yeah, that's definitely where the question marks lie. And man, I want to see the Denver Broncos win this game. I just, for some reason, I feel like Josh Allen is going to find a way to win this game. Like, he's going to put the cape on for one more week, and he's going to find a way to win this game. It's going to be...
Buffalo versus New England for the AFC Championship.
I'm not saying New England. We're not there yet. Get out of
you don't want to say that at all.
Oh, I would.
But that would be the ultimate insult to both of us.
Oh my gosh! How do I not cover that game? Right?
Exactly. We are forced. By the gods.
But yeah, so
football.
Like, I do feel like Josh Allen finds a way to win this game in Mile High Stadium, and if I'm wrong on this, I'm so okay with that. Like, I would so be okay being wrong on this decision, but for some reason, it's his year. It's Josh Allen's year. Just like I was saying, how Matthew Stafford.
I'm saying that. Oh God.
Just like how I was.
Makes me want to throw up.
Just like how I was saying, like, it's this year for Matthew Stafford, and he has to prove that he's Hall of Fame worthy, like, by making it to a Super Bowl and possibly winning. Like, it's the same with Josh Allen. He has to prove that he's that guy, right? He has to prove that he's not a Dan Marino for the Buffalo Bills. So, like, I hope he turns into a Dan Marino for the Buffalo Bills, to where he's the greatest quarterback they ever have to never win a championship, right?
Let's go.
But it's his year. This is his year. No Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. You got past Trevor Lawrence. Now you're looking at Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, who's not like anything special. You know what I mean?
Intimidating.
Like, you're literally Josh Allen. If you beat their defense, you win this game. Like, you don't have to worry about the offense, and that's why I feel like he can win this game. And I feel like it's going to be something like 24 or 27 to 14. 13 or 14. Buffalo wins.
I like that realistically. I like that. I mean, I don't like it, but that's sounds good. I'm gonna flip the script and say the Broncos defense is gonna be too strong for Josh Allen, and I'm gonna say that Bo Nix is gonna go out there, shine like a star, and Josh Allen's gonna get beat by a rookie. Well, maybe not a rookie, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody much younger than him who's hasn't had the chance to get there, and they're gonna have a better season. And we're gonna say the Broncos win it. Broncos win it. 28-17.
Broncos win 28-17. I'm so down for that, honestly. Like, you have no idea. I'm hoping that RJ Harvey is able to gash this Buffalo defense and go for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and RJ Harvey's the reason that they win this game, and not, like, you don't have to worry about Bo Nix. Like, Bo Nix is just out there, you know? But, I mean, Bo Nix has proven himself a few times this year that he can go out there and sling with the best of them. He's had a couple fourth quarter comeback wins. So, like, I really am pulling for the Denver Broncos. It's just like something in me is saying, like,
something in you should be saying, shut up.
Just like Joe said, Broncos.
Go ahead and say it if you want to say it. It's a free world.
Just like Joe said, Broncos Texans would be the ideal AFC championship. But before we get into that game, it's time for our regularly scheduled boring commercials, right? So Charlie's Choice Collectibles has expanded. Even more reason for you to go and hit that link and go check out that shop, because it's all in one place now, and it's all kinds of good stuff. Tell them some of the things that they can find, Waffles.
There's over 600 items in the store right now. The online store has been going crazy. I've actually started parceling out stuff on eBay as well. I'll get those links up to you shortly. But Mercari has been fine and dandy. We've been making so many people happy. Like, everyone that I've gotten to, like, you got to check out the reviews. The item descriptions are perfect. Everything is beautiful. There's so many different items, toys for the kids, sporting equipment. There's some jerseys up there for some old fans from old players. If your team lost one of their stars and you never got their jersey, you can get it now. We got some retro stuff. There's all kinds of goodies over there at Charlie's Choice Collectibles for you to check out. And send me a message and say, yeah, there you go. There's one of them right there. Cat in the Hat's custom-made Dolphins jersey. Those start at about $35 and then vary depending on what name you want put on it and all that good stuff.
That's right. It'll come with a nice AFCEASTIEBOYS logo and all that good stuff. So if you want one of those, make sure you message them and be like, hey, let me get one of those dope-ass AFCEASTIEBOYS customized jerseys starting at $35.
We're still locked in on that Dolphins Cancer Challenge.
Locked in all the way through the end of February. That's right. We are less than $25 away from our first $500. And what happens every time we get $500? So for every $500 AFC Eastie Boys raise, my ass will be out there running a mile per 500 every day, all the way up until the 5K. And I'm a skinny guy, but I don't mind it. Make me sweat, ladies and gentlemen. We're less than $25 away from our first $500.
close.
So go ahead, smash that link. If you can spare anything, please go make a donation. There's no donation too big or too small to make a difference. We're so close. We're so close. I know it. I know it.
Oh.
With the advancements in modern medicine and the advancements in technology, it's just a matter of time till they figure it out. And as a community together, we can stop cancer and we can stop losing loved ones. Because I'm sure everyone that has somebody that has been affected by cancer in some way, shape, or form. So let's work together. Let's be a community and go make a donation. For sure. and then you'll get to see me sweat. You get to see me start running miles. Another thing that we got going on for the number 500. That's right. When we reach 500 subscribers, one of our lucky viewers, one of our lucky subscribers is going to get this wonderful photo. Autographed 9x16. Oh, the glare. We got the glare on it. Get the glare away.
Blinded by that
Mike
Gesicki jump.
Autographed photo. Him hurdling over a Chicago Bear. This is from the rookie year. You notice he's wearing the number 86 because the number 88 was taken when we drafted him. So he had to wait till his second year to be able to get the number 88. But you can see that he signed it as number 88. Very rare piece right here. Very rare piece. It's easy to win it. Obviously, you want to make sure you're subscribed. And then from there, you want to just like, comment, share, and make sure you're tagging us. We're keeping track of everything. We know who's been showing love. We know who's been helping us out. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate every single one of you. But you also need to be plugged into the Discord if you want to win. So that way we can get a hold of you and send you out your winnings. And it's easy to get plugged into that Discord. That link's on our profile page. You can find that there when you're going through the links for Macari, when you're going through the links for the DCC. It's right there as well.
Just click, join in, say hi.
It's a small community now, but we plan to make it a giant community of football fans that just love talking football and trying to bet on sports. You know, the more heads that we get together making a parlay, the more likely we are to win, right? So don't be afraid. Click that link. It's not spam, I promise. It's just a nice, fun community. It's also how you can get up here with us on shows. So now that we've done our very boring commercials, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Texans, Patriots. Texans and Patriots. Now this game, I'm excited for this game, right? I really am.
Yes, very excited.
I really am excited for this game. Both of these defenses prevented their opposing teams, respective teams that they were playing last week, from scoring touchdowns. Both of these teams were not scored
and that
on.
Speaks loudly towards their defensive skills.
It was just straight slugfest from the Houston Texans against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. And it didn't look good in the beginning. Like, it was turning out how we thought it was. You know, it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Low-scoring game.
A turnover-friendly game. And Houston Texans were turning the ball over. They had 3 turnovers in the first half. C.J. Stroud kind of looked like he was throwing the game away. It looked like the Pittsburgh Steelers defense came to play and was going to walk away with that one. But then the second half rolled around, and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense got wore out. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense got wore out. That defense turned it on, and now they started forcing turnovers.
Well, man, Rodgers too old to play no more.
They forced 4 turnovers in the second half and turned 2 of them into touchdowns. All while preventing Aaron Rodgers, old man Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers from scoring any touchdowns. They let them get down the field. They played that bend but don't break defense for sure, because the Steelers were moving the ball down the field. They were getting into the red zone. But it's like once you got into that red zone, they weren't able to score. And then there was a couple times where Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers went for it on 4th down and just didn't get it. So it's like Steelers could have had more points on the board. They could have made it look a little more competitive. But we all know you're in the playoffs. It's been a trend all Wildcard Weekend. It was a trend.
Definitely taking chances.
Nobody really kicked field goals unless you were like at mid. Like there were situations where field goals were kicked, but most coaches were opting to go for it on 4th down because that's how you win.
They wanted the touchdowns.
Touchdowns are gonna win. You're not gonna win in the Super Bowl kicking field goals. So if you can't score, then you deserve to lose. So, I mean, the Steelers went out like champs, in my opinion. You know, like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they have an old-ass team. They have 1 wide receiver, so it's like the fact that they even made it past the Ravens, I think, is good enough in their book. Aaron Rodgers is happy. He gets to go out with 1 more playoff appearance. How did I get talking about Aaron Rodgers? Man, this coffee's really doing a good job today.
Yeah, back to CJ Stroud.
It's because I want Aaron Rodgers as a Dolphin next year. Anyways, yeah, CJ Stroud. Oh, this is the number 1 ranked defense, hands down. So, good luck. Good luck, New England, and your soft ass.
Yeah,
schedule.
47 defensive sacks, 19 interceptions. Drake May's got his work cut out for him.
For sure. For sure. Let's see.
Yeah, their total turnover differential is 2nd in the league with plus 17.
Oh, is this just postseason? They got 3 defensive touchdowns against the Steelers. Wait. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, there was the interception for a touchdown from Bullock.
Well, I'm looking at the fumbles here. It shows that they had 2 forced fumbles, but only 1 fumble recovery, but 2 fumble touchdowns. I'm just trying to picture how that would happen. What's up, Kenna? Welcome in. Welcome in.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all been?
Oh, we've been good, man. How you been? Ain't seen you in a while.
Shit, living the dream. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know how that is. We definitely know how that is. So
are we still on the Broncos and Buffalo game, or we went to Houston and
we on right now. We on Houston and New England. But if you want to give us your thoughts on the Broncos Buffalo game, go for it, man.
Oh, that Buffalo and Broncos game is going to come down to what it came down to with the Houston Texans and Steelers game. Yeah, which defense can stop yardage after the catch? That is going to be a big catalyst in the game, because the way Houston Texans is the number 1 team with yardage after the catch on defense, it just showed in that Pittsburgh game. Like, so I feel like I want to say Broncos 30-28, gonna be a 2-point game. 2-point win for the Broncos. I give it to the Broncos. I mean, I like Josh Allen. You know, they get some things. They got some things going on over there in Buffalo. You know, they're competitive every year, and I just think Josh Allen just burnt out. I think this game something gonna go wrong, and we just gonna see him crumble.
I really hope you're
I like the sound of that.
I really hope you're right, Kenna. I really hope you're right. But yeah, Yak, like you could definitely seen it. You definitely seen it in the Pittsburgh game last week. Yeah, they weren't able to get anywhere. And I was going over the stats for the Buffalo Bills. They don't get a lot of Yak. If they do, it's because like they're catching it on the run. They already broke the coverage, but like most of the passes that Josh Allen was completing last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars were pretty much just like quick dink and dunks, and then the guys were going down. There was not a whole lot of yak involved. So I hope you guys are right. I'm really rooting for you guys to be right and for Cat and Hat to be wrong on this one for sure. Let's effing go Broncos. Let's pull out a win. Like I said, RJ Harvey goes for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns and carries them to a win.
I don't know about that. I'm thinking a Franklin touchdown from Bo Nix. And then Bo Nix puts up 40 with his legs and 150 with his arm.
Yeah, that Bo Nix kid is a young, fresh Josh Allen. And I don't even know if Josh Allen gonna be able to handle a young version of himself.
It's going to be interesting for sure. I'm glad we got some good football for the playoffs this year. Something different that's not Kansas City and all the same teams. Anyways, so New England, Houston. New England and Houston.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
that's going to be a great game. That Houston Texans defense is top notch, but the way that New England Patriots offense is so balanced, it's going to be a good game, yo. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but I think New England going to edge out. I think New England going to get them by 3 points.
Oh, that was a sign for me.
It's really going to come down to them. Go ahead.
That was a sign for me to do the... Go ahead, Waffles.
No, I agree. It's really going to come down to whether or not the New England Patriots can withstand the defense coming in from Texans. The Texans have won 10 straight games coming into this game, whereas New England has won 14 of their last 15 games. So, I mean, the odds are strong for both sides. I'm going to go probably Patriot heavy as well. I do think, like I said, Drake May is unfortunately the second coming of Tom Brady, and New England's gonna take him past this to the AFC Championship with a score of 28-17.
Yeah, that I feel like New England got so much history in these situations that Mike is going to be able to pull from that, and that's what's going to prevail them. You know what I'm saying? Like Texas, they got good history in the playoffs with their defense, but the whole catalyst is them big moments. And I just think Mike Vrabel and the Patriots just got too much success in those moments that they can pull from to be able to prevail them to the next level in this game right here. Like, I mean, I hope CJ Stroud be able to stand up to the big moments, but I just don't see it happening for the simple fact of I don't see much experience in those big moments in that coaching staff that they got over there.
Well,
Houston's defense, bro.
You're right. You're right as far as like experience in the coaching staff goes, right? The edge definitely goes to Mike Vrabel, and I believe both coaches are equally as tough and have definitely rallied this team, both of these teams, to be fighters and to not give up and to seize the moment. And both these young teams are now in the moment, and it's time for one of them to seize the moment and head on to the AFC Championship. And I am going to go with the Houston Texan defense. We saw it last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, that basically told you everything that you needed to know about this Houston Texan defense team. So what they did to the Pittsburgh Steelers is their offense wasn't really humming in the first half, right? But they didn't need to. They just kind of were trying to wear down that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, just running the ball, doing big deep plays. Like they were doing a lot of deep shots, so they were wearing that defense out. And then in the fourth quarter, offense was actually able to start clicking because that defense was wore out. So like CJ Stroud was able to hit those passes downfield. They were able to get those big touchdowns. And then the defense literally won the game for them. And they're going to do it again. The New England Patriots, they haven't played a defense like this yet. They haven't been tested like they're going to be tested this Sunday yet. Like Drake May really is going to feel the pressure. He's going to have Danielle Hunter has a target on Drake May's back, and he's going to be trying to put him on the ground. And Drake May's really going to have to show us how good he is. But I don't think that they're going to be able to. I think this defense is going to be too much. It's going to be too much pressure in Drake May's face. I think the defense itself is going to win this game. They're going to cause 2 turnovers. They're going to turn one of them into a touchdown, and that's going to be the reason they win. And they win by a touchdown. They win 31-24, and it becomes a Houston Broncos AFC Championship.
But to piggyback off of what you were saying about the Texans and the Steelers game, the one thing I noticed about that game is the fact that Pittsburgh was not able to balance their offense out. Once Houston saw that Aaron Rodgers is not connecting on any of his passes like that, they really honed in and focused on their running game. And I feel like that was the catalyst in Houston prevailing in that game. The fact that the Steelers could not be a balanced offense. Like, just think if DK Metcalf would have caught that pass. That was touchdown right there. You know, that would have made Houston pay attention to their passing game a little more. You know, and I just think New England is just too balanced for the Texans right now. Although the Texans are the number 1 defense when it comes to the reception after yard thing, I just think the fact that the New England ability to run the ball will offset that.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be able to establish a run. I don't think they're going to be able to get to establish the run. But we'll see. It's definitely, in my opinion, it's this game and then the Rams Bears game are the most appealing games of the weekend. Definitely going to be fun to watch. And obviously, I mean, you got 2 MVPs. No wonder they're the best games to watch this weekend. So, Keno, tell me what you think about the NFC games. You weren't here for those. You got 49ers visiting Seattle and Rams visiting Chicago.
I like Chicago over the Rams, and I like Seattle over the 49ers.
Yeah, we both got Seattle too, but we both got the Rams over the Bears, I believe. Or did you pick the Bears, Waffle?
Yes, sir.
You did pick
I
the
picked the
Bears?
Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think
You think
like
you get another fourth quarter comeback?
yeah, I think like AFC Waffles was saying, the fact that the Bears are good at comebacks, that's what's going to happen.
It would definitely make for an exciting game.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just that when it comes down to the end of the third quarter and beginning of fourth quarter moments, it just seems like the Bears have more giddy up and more experience this year with that pressure. Like you were saying, Cat in the Hat. The Rams are the more professional team in blowing out teams and getting up, and they haven't had to fight like that as much this year. But the Bears been fighting like that all year, and I just think that suits them and prime them more to take this game.
I can respect it. I can respect it. Don't agree with it, but I can respect it. I still think the Rams are just they're gonna go have too much of a lead for the Bears to overcome in the fourth quarter. And that defense, I still think that defense is gonna buckle down and get the job done when they need to. You had a good run, Bears, but you're a year too early.
Now remember, Cat. How many times have the offense faced a mobile quarterback like Caleb?
Well, I can answer that question for you right now. Let's see. They played Eagles in week 3. They played the Ravens. They played Jacksonville. They played the Seahawks twice, but he's not mobile. They played Buccaneers. They played Lions, but he's not mobile. All right. They played the Falcons. All right. So if we go through, let's see. They lost. They're 50-50 against mobile quarterbacks this year. And I don't know if you want to consider Bryce Young mobile or not. So, I don't know. They're 50-50 against mobile quarterbacks. But they have 2 wins over Kyler Murray, but the Cardinals. But that was Jacoby Brissett playing for the Cardinals at that time, so it's not Kyler Murray. So, yeah, they're 50-50 against mobile quarterbacks.
Well, see, yeah. So it's like saying it's a toss-up now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, I still feel like Caleb is gonna be able to prevail in those moments to where so within those games that they face those mobile quarterbacks, what are the quarterbacks rushing yards? Because if let's say Lamar had 50 yards, that's 5 first downs right there.
I'm looking at it right now.
Let's just say who else?
Jalen Hurts.
Who else you say Jalen Hurts. Let's just say if he had 30 yards, that's 3 first downs. Them first downs could come at critical moments to where it could break the back of a defense.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Let me see here. So Jalen Hurts had 40. He had 40 rushing yards. One of them turned into a touchdown on 9 carries. So 4.4 per on that one.
Yeah. See, timely runs like that could really hurt, that Rams defense. I mean, I'm not discrediting the Rams, but I'm also understanding the fact that they don't have a dominant player like Aaron Donald. Is that right, Aaron Donald anymore?
No, he's not. He's not on there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's been gone, so yeah. I'm taking the Bears.
I can't convince him. Fair enough.
That's okay. We don't have to convince him.
Fair enough. So yeah, they actually ended up. It was Tyler Huntley when they played the Ravens. And he had 3 rushes for 39 yards. But that was a very low-scoring game. That was their lowest-scoring game of the year. It was 17-3.
So So you see the trend right now. Jalen Hurts with 30 yards, Tyler Huntley with 30 yards. You know, them 3 first downs, and if Caleb Williams can get 30 yards against them, it seems like, which they're giving up on average to a quarterback, a mobile quarterback, that could be 3 critical first downs that could actually, you know, prevail them for a winning field goal or a winning touchdown.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Would you consider Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield mobile quarterbacks?
I would consider Trevor Lawrence more of a mobile quarterback than Baker, even though Baker had the guts to run it.
All right, so if we look at that game was won by the Rams 35-7. And Trevor Lawrence had 2 rushes for 18 yards.
Okay. So
like I
that's
said,
just telling me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, they're about 50-50 against mobile quarterbacks. It's hit or miss whether the quarterback's going to get to go off or not. I think it's going to depend on how everything else plays out, passing and rushing wise.
Right, because like I was about to say, you know, with Hurt and who else had 30 yards against him?
Tyler Huntley.
Tyler, okay. That just seemed like the fact that the defense was really keyed on other things instead of them. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, you play the Jacksonville, we're gonna key on Trevor Lawrence because we know if we get to Trevor Lawrence, it's gonna hurt the Jacksonville defense. I mean offense. You know what I mean?
For sure.
When it came to Philly, they couldn't key on Jalen Hurts because they still had Saquon and Devonta Smith, you know. So this Bears team, they got to worry about who is that receiver? Only Duce or something like that.
Roma Doomsday.
And on Doomsday, and don't they get
DJ Moore and Luther Burden.
DJ Moore.
Colston Loveland.
Yeah,
Colston Loveland was the guy last week that was the guy though. He had almost 150 yards in that win.
So that's even showing it more. The fact that Caleb Williams can spread the ball around is going to leave a lot of rushing lanes open for him. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm stuck with the Bears. I'm convincing myself even more.
You're convincing me even more that the Rams are gonna win. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, he can spread the ball around all right to four receivers. That's good spreading the ball around. Anyways,
Puka is 4 receivers.
So, anyways, yeah, Puka is 4 receivers in himself, and then you got Devontae Adams. Like I said earlier, I feel like Devontae and Puka are both going to have 100-yard games, and most of that's going to happen in the first half. 4 scores before halftime, and then the Bears go down. Anyways, any final thoughts on Divisional Round weekend, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm excited. Let's see it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, for sure.
Yeah, this playoff season this year, to me, is a lot more intriguing than the previous years because you got a lot of players that want to make their name and that is unknown, which makes for a good playoff series.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too, man. Definitely got some fresh young blood in the playoffs this year. I think the oldest one we got is Matthew Stafford, right? So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, nice new faces. We're gonna see a new Super Bowl this year. It's not gonna be the same teams that have been in it for the last couple of years. So nice, fresh, and new. So that's exciting. Before we jump off of here, I do want to holler at you, Kenna. We got to get together sometime, and we got to talk some Dolphins football, man. There's been a whole lot going on with the Miami Dolphins over the last week and a half. John Harbaugh just got signed with the Giants, so we have a lot to talk about, my friend. What does your week look like?
Well, Well, besides this Saturday, which is my birthday,
Oh, well, happy early
I'm pretty
birthday.
much
Oh,
free.
happy birthday.
Appreciate it. So yeah, besides Saturday, I'm pretty much free. You know, we can get together and do something. I'm with it because I got a lot to say about Ross, man. I am so upset with him right now.
All right. Well, I won't tie you up for your birthday. So maybe sometime later this afternoon or maybe tomorrow night we can. Although if it's tomorrow night, it's going to be late because I'm going to have a super long day tomorrow. I'll be working from like 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. So.
I mean, I can do something Saturday. It's just the afternoon towards late night is when I'm gonna be most busy.
So if we're doing something Saturday, it'd be early Saturday morning.
Right. Yeah.
Word. All right. Well, I'll hit you up on Discord. We'll link. Like I said, maybe if we can do it later today, that'd probably be best for everybody. But we'll link up in Discord.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Hey, we appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't forget, let us know what y'all think is going to happen in divisional round. Let us know y'all's predictions, y'all's scores. Drop them down in the chat. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We're not going to go through the commercials again, but donate. 500 subscribers. We got Kaseki going on. Macari Shop. Go check that out. Discord. Join it so you can get up here with us. Until next time, peace out, everybody.